So I originally got this TV at the local tip, and when I brought it back, it had no breaking on it. It was all completely clean, just not turning on properly. So upon further examination, I discovered that the backlight wasn't turning on. So in previous cases of that specific brand of TV, I have discovered that the backlight is usually just blown, like the LEDs have blown or shorted out or something, and replacing the backlights usually fixes that. In this case, though, the backlights were fine after doing some testing, but some other stuff was going on in the background. So this video will show you the process I went through troubleshooting and how I ended up fixing it. So this is a different motherboard and power supply, running out of this power supply rather than this one. So down here we've got the backlight enable, and it's currently on 0.4. So I'm going to hit this button and try and turn the TV on. As you can see, backlight enable is now 3.6. The original motherboard is not working with it, so we're going to flip it over so you can see that the screen isn't cracked or anything. These are some other motherboards I might test with. Oh crap, almost dropped something on the thing. So yeah, we've got backlight now, but we don't have anything on the screen because this is a 4K motherboard and this is a 1080p motherboard. We have the original power supply with modifications now powering the backlight. So this is still using the 4K motherboard, but we are now using that with the original power supply, which was not enabling backlight before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up the original board and I'm going to steal a signal from another place which will have 3.6 volts around about and use that as the enable, and hopefully that will tell the backlight to come on. So we'll see what happens next. I am injecting 3 volts via my power supply soldering iron combo thing. You can see we've got the ground and we have the positive. So watch what happens when I let go of the positive. Backlight goes out. I put the positive back on, backlight turns on. So we can see here that the backlight enable is missing, and I don't have a schematic of this board. But I'm going to attempt to pull off some components from another motherboard with similar specs, and we'll see if that'll fix it. I've just replaced this little black thing. I don't remember what it's called. That little thing right there. And that is connected to the backlight enable. So this is off a almost identical motherboard. To give you an idea, this has the exact same plug and enable line, except it had two different ones of those. So if one doesn't work, we'll try the other. But yeah, we're going to try that because that one had a working enable, and we'll see what happens once we plug it in. And if it doesn't work, we'll just put the old one back on because who really cares? It's not working anyway. Right, so I've got everything hooked up. Power supply is off, and we're going to hit the power button right here. So power button on, and the light has now turned green. And let's see if backlight comes on. Oh, backlight came on! Success! Fixed it! Holy crap, I'm a genius. I don't even have a board schematic. So, conclusion time. So we found out that the backlight was not working when we were outside. So we opened it up and got another motherboard and power supply, which we knew works. We wired it up to the backlight, 2 rows of 99 volts to power the backlight, and we saw that the backlights work. So the backlights were not the issue. The next thing we tested was that the original power supply was outputting to the correct amount of voltage. Now, I couldn't test this initially because backlight enable wasn't working, so I hooked up this power supply to the working motherboard, which is this one. This is a 4K one. That then showed that the power supply for the original TV worked fine. So next up, we had to figure out where the backlight enable line was. So everything is labeled on this board, so we can find it by looking on it. I'm not going to do that at the moment, but you will see on the back of this one, if I can figure out where it went. There it is. So we'll see here, it says backlight on/off, and we have adjust and ground. It only uses backlight on, adjust, and ground. So once we'd figured that out, we then had the ability to use the multimeter to test the output and see how much it was outputting on a working board versus how much it was outputting on the broken board. Broken board was putting out 0.07 volts or something, maybe 2. Anyway, so to fix that, we got this little guy from another board. We got it from this board. So this board will not have backlight anymore, but it has the same layout. That layout allows us to put the new resistor, or whatever it was, it wasn't a resistor, I'm being retarded, down there, and now we have a working board. So yeah, that is how you fix a generic cheap Chinese TV. This is a 50-inch 1080p LCD TV, and thanks for watching.